So today on BWT, what we're going to do is talk about the question, how... Today on BWT, we're going to talk about the question, how do you introduce your spouse when they're not with you? Do you tell people what race they are? Or do you reveal their race?
Yes.
Which leads us to Song of the Day. We have a relevant song that we're going to tie into that topic as well. We're here in downtown Orange, the opening of 1888, and it's a cultural center and community space.
Make it right together. Getting back together.
Question. How do you introduce me, and do you reveal my race? This is how I imagine it happening. You're talking to a person, a lady. Well, my husband, he's strong and handsome. And that's what I imagine
That's
you're saying
what you
first.
imagine I'm saying. Okay,
And that's,
okay.
I'm trying to do how you would talk.
Yes. You're accurate. You're right. I say my very strong and handsome husband.
No, you don't.
And sometimes I say, I'll tell you what I say.
Never done
But
that.
do you want to continue with this fake story, or do you want me to tell what really happens?
No, I've never been there when I'm not there, so I don't know what happens.
True. I usually have to relay the story to you. So, let's see. A lot of times it doesn't matter. Because I'm like, oh, my husband thinks that too, or my husband does this. So it doesn't matter in a lot of spaces because you're just in passing. So I think when it does matter, or when it's come up most, is when I'm in spaces when there's only one race, which is my race, black.
Where would that be?
So I've gone to so many different beauty shops and barber shops, because hair. The barber shop is funny, or the beauty shop, because it's all black people. And whenever there's all black people that get together in a public space, or let me just say if it's the barber shop or the beauty shop, white people tend to get brought up. Yes, if you're watching white people, this is true because of...
You talk about us?
We talk about you. We talk about white people in the beauty shop and in the barber shop, especially if there's some kind of political thing going on, or there's some sort of, thing that's happened with police brutality. This is what we call it.
In the beauty shop, what's the handle you give white people if you're talking about them? How do you refer to them?
White people? W-Y-P-E-P-O.
W-Y-P-E-P-O. White people.
White people are going to come up, and they usually aren't brought up in the light that is positive.
Not about adulation or praise
No. It's like they always, or something like that. There's going to be a remark made about white people that's probably going to be a little bit slanderous, or slanderous.
Slap.
Yeah, a little bit of a sting. Sometimes I don't know what to do. I'm like, what is my position?
It's like two roads diverged in a wood. Is that a...
Yeah, that's
like, do
rubber
I
frost.
say I'm...
Do I go on the one less traveled, or do I go...
Do I say I'm on Team A or Team B?
Well, no, okay. So there's no doubt that I'm married to a white guy, and I love this guy. But then you're in this space where you're, in a room full of your own folks. And so I'm left thinking, when I see it coming, do I go, hey, excuse me, hold on, I have something to say.
I see where you're going.
I know what, I wanted to say who I was married. Wait, hello? So I'm left to decide, do I interrupt now? Do I say it in the room? Do I make an announcement?
Yeah.
Do I only tell the person that's doing my hair who I want?
Can you tell the rest?
If I tell you this, are we good?
Are we good? Yeah.
It's never been a problem, honestly. But you definitely have things happen internally more than, because people are not going to be mean to you.
Right.
You're giving them your money and everything. And so, and usually, actually, black people are pretty tolerant anyway, and it's not anything new. But that is a space where people feel free to kind of to talk about white people. And yeah.
So you step out into that space and say, hey, I have a husband. He's a white guy, and you're trying to kind of protect people from doing something and then feeling bad later.
Yeah, like
Or-
everybody feels awkward if
Yeah.
it's like, oh, yes, my white husband.
Our question of the day, we talked about, do you introduce your spouse and identify their race to the group? So you have a decision to make, and it's a quandary, and sometimes you feel like you should go this way, and sometimes you feel like you should go that way. So without further ado, song of the day is
From The Clash,
from The Clash.
Should I Stay or Should I Go?
So we have a song of the day. Song of the
do.
day.
Song of the day.
Song of the day.
Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine, I'll be here till the end of time. So you got to let. Should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine, I'll be here till the end of time. So you got to let me know.
We're here in downtown Orange, and the opening of 1888 is this weekend, and it's a cultural center and community space in downtown Orange. And so
That's right.
we drove over here to check it out, and there's
Excited
a
to see this podcast at 7 or to listen to
podcast
the
recording
set.
with Samantha Dunn
Yes,
tonight.
yes,
So
yes.
come check it out. And we met some friendly people too.
Welcome to the 1888 Center. My name is Kevin Stanek. I'm the founder. Come visit us here in Old Town Orange, Orange County, and enjoy our bookshop, our gallery, our cafe, and check us out online to see all of our programs. So the 1888 Center is a community space where we provide opportunity for people to collaborate. Some people call it second home, some people call it third place, and a lot of people also like to call it a conversation center.
So when we go into these spaces and we're questioning, I mean, normally I think most couples don't even have to think about this, but because of this is an interracial issue for us. Can only speak for Wes and I, but you talk about love. We're married because we love each other, and then like your loyalty is tested in ways that maybe it wouldn't be if we were married to, he was married to a white lady and I was married to a black person, and in ways that you don't want, because you don't want to have to prove your loyalty to being black, and you don't have to want to prove your loyalty to your husband, how strong either are. You don't want to make those comparisons. But in some ways, you feel like for a moment that you actually are, like in those spaces where, like we mentioned, I'm in a barbershop and they are going to talk about what's wrong with white America. And it can be uncomfortable. We kind of felt like this was about loyalty, making decisions, but also about our loyalty to our love. But I mean, we're not loyal. I'm no less loyal to being black than I am to my love for my husband. And I will, I guess, defend both.
Yeah.
And the fact, isn't it weird, like in this society, there's times when you have to defend being black because you feel like that our lives are not valued in the same way that other lives are valued. And then on the other hand, I have to defend my love for a man, for my husband, because of this interracial marriage. So, hopefully there'll be a day when that isn't even something that is in question.
And I think for me, like having a place in an interracial family, then I have a responsibility when people are talking about Black Lives Matter or, these issues like police brutality. Like I have a responsibility to speak up and to represent my family, and my family doesn't look like me, and so I have to like cross those lines and participate in those conversations, because I mean, if everyone is white in the room and they're just assuming certain things are the way they are, and no one else is speaking up for the other points of view.
Has that ever happened where you found people talking about blacks?
Oh yeah. I mean, the way I usually ground it is I talk about the racism that my particularly my sons, but also my daughter, my stepsons, stepdaughters, what they faced, and people are just shocked out of their minds because they have no idea that people are driving down the street yelling the N-word at, like, you know, junior high boys who are brown skinned in Riverside, in Southern California. They're absolutely shocked that teachers would use racial epithets and derogatory ways of describing kids based on their hair or their skin color.
These are all things that are real.
Yeah, and there's things that I've seen because I'm a part of the family that I wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Were you surprised initially? Like the first time that any of this happened, were you like, "Oh my gosh, this is the world that is around me"?
And then our kids, they only tell us so much.
Yeah.
And, usually because of who they are and the relationship you've built with them, they tell you when something's really bothering them. They do come to you. But I know there's a lot more that they've put up with and been through that they're not sharing on a daily basis.
Yeah. Anyway, so this song is about loyalty, and it comes from this very, very childlike place, and I think that's why I like it. Because that childhood loyalty or that childhood innocence, sometimes it's something we have to kind of return to. I feel like that's what we need to return to in order to really begin to kind of reclaim our humanity. And I'll be there. I'll be there for my race. I'll be there for my husband. I'll be there for humanity. That's my motto.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's good.
What about you?
I agree. That was beautiful. I don't have anything to add. I'll be there.
Hi, okay. Well, thank you for joining us.
Click the button and subscribe down here. Our channel on YouTube is BWT, but we're together. Questions and comments appreciated. And like and share. And thank you for joining us on our journey.
Bye.
Bye.